It is a crime wave that's growing, and right now Kansas City officials say they don't have the tools to fight it.
Tonight, a KCTV 5 News investigation exposes just how widespread the problem is. Chief investigative reporter Usher Qureshi joins us now live. Usher?
Karen and Brad, when you think of things a thief might want, you probably think of TVs, jewelry, and DVD players. But as our investigation uncovered, more and more thieves are setting their sights on loot much less glamorous.
And there's no questions asked, there's no record kept.
I'm not going to talk on camera.
They screwed up then. They shouldn't have bought it.
You will get so sued, you'll wish you never saw me.
Let me show you what we brought in.
You've never seen me before.
It's untraceable, unregulated, and a KCTV 5 News undercover investigation discovered it's as easy as an ATM to get cash from. No questions asked. Shouldn't that raise some red flags?
Happens all the time.
Copper and steel have created an underground market that's fueling an epidemic of crime. Copper in particular is being stripped and stolen from every conceivable source, and it's happening every day.
It's very discouraging.
It's happened to Habitat for Humanity, where thieves have ripped copper plumbing from the walls of homes under construction.
To be working for a nonprofit organization like Habitat and be scraping to get, you know, the supplies and things that you need, and then to have setbacks like that.
It's happening at Little League baseball parks.
And then we'll have to rewire all the way up the pole. And it's not going to be easy.
Thieves cost the KCMO Parks and Rec Department more than $100,000 in recent weeks, pulling copper wire from light poles and scoreboards.
We've never experienced problems like this before. I mean, typically people respect their park areas.
It's happening in homes and churches.
Somebody done ripped us off, that's what I thought.
And it's happening for two reasons. First, copper is selling for 3 times as much as it was just 3 years ago. And second, there are no regulations on what scrapyards buy or who they buy it from.
Obviously, if it weren't so easy to get money for it, there might be less of a demand or motivation.
You know, the scrapyards are pretty much unregulated, and they are able to buy this stuff from people even when it's obvious that it's stolen property or brand new things.
This is exactly the type of copper that's easily and often stolen from construction sites. Would scrap dealers buy brand new copper still in the original bags and boxes from our undercover team? We put them to the test. Along with the copper, we also loaded up cast iron manhole covers that we bought. But they could have easily been stolen off the street. Some of them are clearly marked as city property. We took our stash to 6 different salvage yards on both sides of the state line. At 4 of the locations, we sold our copper, and at 2, we traded manhole covers for cash. Not once were we questioned where our brand new copper came from. Instead, this is typical of what we heard.
I got a little bit of copper for you if you want it.
Copper?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I want it? I wish you had a lot of copper.
You do, huh?
Remember, our copper tubing and fittings were still in the original bags and boxes.
Long as it's copper. Long as it's copper, you don't care where it comes from? Yeah, we care where it comes from. What kind of stuff is coming from? Well, I got a bunch of pipe, I got a bunch of conduit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like copper lead wire and stuff like that.
Yeah, as long as you know where it's coming from, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Time and time again, we sold our copper. Not once were we turned away or asked where it came from.
You guys take this copper?
Yeah.
It was the same story with our manhole covers, except at 12th Street Salvage, where they seemed concerned that our cast iron might be stolen.
Ooh. That stuff hot, man?
No.
Where'd it come from?
I got it.
We don't usually like to buy stuff like that. We sit his name on it and stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it ain't stolen.
It ain't stolen. You guarantee me that?
Yeah. All right.
Minutes later, we left with the money. Police say selling copper and steel is an easy way to make quick cash, because salvage yards aren't required to ask any questions, not even your name.
I think what the scrapyard dealers have to understand is they are part of this problem.
We went back to the salvage yards to get answers. Why aren't they doing more to prevent this type of crime? Do you buy property that you believe is stolen here?
No.
You don't?
No.
we wanted to find out if something like this would be something that would raise some questions.
I'm not going to talk on camera.
You don't tape this. I'm going to tell you now. I asked you not to, and I have that right. You don't have right to tape me when I tell you not to.
I do the best I can to screen it out. I mean, it's, you know, I'm at the mercy of the honesty of the people bringing the stuff in.
And that's sort of the approach that they take, is that if we don't know it's stolen, if no one tells us it's stolen, then it's not stolen.
If you think stealing scrap metal is nickel and dime, it's not. KCP&L says over the last year, copper thieves have cost the utility $500,000. Aquila says it's lost $300,000 to copper thieves. Now, none of the scrap yards in our investigation broke any law, but our investigation shows why Kansas lawmakers are now considering a bill that would require scrap yards to ask for ID before buying metal.
At least a name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It seems like they'll buy anything, no questions asked.
Yeah, because they're not required to ask any questions right now.
Interesting. Usher, thanks.
You know, you keep